The Electoral College is a complex system that has defined U.S. presidential elections since the country's founding. From its conception as a compromise to its lasting impact, this story explores the Electoral College's origin, its role in democracy, and how it has affected major U.S. elections, often tipping the scales in unexpected ways. Join us as we unravel the layers of the Electoral College system that has shaped American presidential history. If you are new to this channel, I would really appreciate if you can subscribe to this channel and give a like to this video. Please check out our other videos. For founding fathers like James Madison and Alexander Hamilton, direct democracy had its risks. They worried that the public could be easily swayed by emotions or lack political insight. The Electoral College provided a buffer, ensuring knowledgeable electors could decide on the presidency if necessary. Every 4 years, citizens cast their votes in November, but technically, they are voting for a slate of electors. These electors, chosen by the states, gather in December to cast official votes for president and vice president, reflecting the popular vote in each state, but with distinct influence by state population. Each state's Electoral College votes equal its total number of senators and representatives. California, with its large population, has 55 electoral votes, while small states like Wyoming only have 3. This system grants smaller states more influence than they would have with a direct popular vote. Most states use a winner-take-all system, meaning the candidate who wins the state's popular vote receives all its electoral votes. This amplifies victories and can lead to disparities between the popular and Electoral College outcomes, a subject of ongoing debate. In early U.S. elections, the Electoral College created some close contested results. The election of 1800 was especially notable, Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr tied, throwing the decision to the House of Representatives, a major political moment in early America. The 1800 election led to the 12th Amendment, which reformed the process, separating electoral votes for president and vice president to prevent future ties between running mates. This amendment is still in place today, defining a critical structure for elections. As the U.S. grew, the Electoral College adapted, with political parties becoming essential to its function. By the mid-1800s, political conventions selected electors and nominees, shaping modern party-aligned campaigns. The Civil War created divisions not only in the nation but also in electoral processes. Southern states briefly lost electoral representation, which dramatically affected elections, notably Abraham Lincoln's re-election in 1864. The Electoral College adjusted gradually, with increasing emphasis on the popular vote. By the early 1900s, most states aligned their electors with popular will, but this didn't prevent significant controversies. During the Progressive Era, reforms began pushing for a greater alignment between popular votes and electoral decisions. The push for transparency and democratic fairness led many to question the validity of the Electoral College. The Great Depression in the 1930s highlighted socioeconomic divides that affected electoral outcomes. Franklin D. Roosevelt's landslide victories through the Electoral College showed the potential for the system to strongly favor certain candidates in times of national crisis. In 1948, Harry S. Truman's surprise victory over Thomas Dewey challenged expectations. Polls and press favored Dewey, but Truman's grassroots campaign won over the electorate, marking a significant Electoral College outcome against predictions. John F. Kennedy's narrow victory over Richard Nixon in 1960 showcased how a close popular vote could lead to a close Electoral College race. The election reinforced that even a minor edge in the popular vote could impact the final outcome. The civil rights movement in the 1960s affected voting patterns, especially in southern states. The impact of the movement altered the regional support bases in the Electoral College and led to shifts in state voting trends. Richard Nixon's return in 1968 with a Southern strategy reshaped Electoral College patterns. Nixon's victory indicated how regional strategies could decisively alter the electoral landscape, a lesson still relevant in modern campaigns. Although most electors are expected to vote according to the results of their state's popular vote, there are exceptions called faithless electors. These electors vote contrary to their state's choice, though they are rare and some states have laws to penalize or replace them. This safeguard reflects the founders' hope that electors would act as a final check, ensuring that the president chosen is qualified and widely supported. The 2000 election between George W. Bush and Al Gore brought the Electoral College under scrutiny, as Gore won the popular vote, but Bush claimed the presidency due to a narrow Florida win. This sparked debates about the effectiveness of the Electoral College. The Florida recount dispute escalated to the Supreme Court in Bush versus Gore, where the court's decision effectively awarded the election to Bush, emphasizing the Electoral College's powerful role in determining the president even amid contested results. Swing states, which alternate between party support, become the main focus of presidential campaigns. Candidates heavily invest in these states, knowing they can sway the Electoral College outcome. Voter turnout influences the Electoral College by state. Campaigns often focus on mobilizing voters in swing states, sometimes leading to a feeling of neglect in solidly partisan states. In 2016, Donald Trump's electoral victory over Hillary Clinton, despite losing the popular vote, renewed debates about the Electoral College. Clinton's 2.9 million popular vote lead didn't translate into an electoral win, highlighting the system's ability to prioritize state-based outcomes over national totals. The election intensified calls for reform, as critics argued the outcome contradicted the democratic principle of majority rule. This event underscored the system's impact on election strategy and voter representation. Critics argue the Electoral College undermines democratic principles and prevents a truly national campaign. Calls for reform or abolition have increased, especially following elections with Electoral College popular vote splits. Proponents argue it protects smaller states and prevents a few populous regions from dominating elections, fostering a balanced national campaign. Maine and Nebraska don't follow the winner-take-all method. Instead, they allocate electoral votes by congressional district, allowing more nuanced representation of state votes. Some states have joined the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, pledging to allocate electoral votes to the National Popular Vote winner. This proposal seeks to ensure that the popular vote directly influences the outcome. The Electoral College reinforces the two-party system by focusing on major parties. Minor parties have limited success in influencing presidential outcomes under this system. Technological advancements and social change may impact the Electoral College in future elections, with ongoing debates about whether to reform, abolish, or preserve it. Controversial elections from 1824 to 2000 have demonstrated the Electoral College's powerful yet sometimes contentious role in democracy, sparking calls for reform each time. The Electoral College continues to be a defining feature of U.S. elections, balancing state representation with a moderated form of democracy. While it has faced numerous criticisms, it remains central to U.S. presidential elections. The Electoral College has sparked ongoing debate, balancing democracy with federalist principles and continually impacting U.S. elections. While the system has endured over centuries, its role in American democracy remains a point of contention and evolution, symbolizing the unique structure of U.S. governance. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more insightful videos.